Can't remember.
Hello, everybody. This is Eliz-sha Keating from wisdomseekers.net, and I'm here today to do a live interactive with you. The super chat is enabled. If you do use the super chat, please put your question with the super chat. We do have a tendency to lose things otherwise. And I have somebody who is reading off the questions to me. If you put it in once, you'll get it faster than if you put it in a few extra times. So please feel free to trust my daughter. I would love that. So basically, nobody's on. So I don't have any questions technically. I always have.
Debbie says, hello, Elisha and Elle. Hello,
Hi.
Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. So I'm just playing around with my rocks.
And wire. She's wire wrapping.
I know. Yes, I am. I'm trying to find a rock that will go into a ring that I've made up for myself.
Hello, eyes like stars.
Hi. It's always good to see everybody again. So until a question comes, I'm playing.
Feel free to just chat with us in the comments or in the chat.
You're more than willing. I'm more than willing just to talk. I don't have to answer questions. I can answer spiritual questions.
Eyes like stars says okay.
Yeah. So I'm playing. I made a design up on myself because I didn't.
Got bored.
I got bored. I get bored.
You got bored.
I do get bored. But I'm looking for a rock, and this is my absolute favorite rock.
Hello, Elantra. Hello, Divine Empress.
Hey, it's pyrite. And with you going on my site in August, there's going to be a whole... We're fine, thank you. There's going to be a whole bunch of information on... Hi.
Hello, Nicole.
There's going to be a whole bunch of information on this particular rock because it's a fire rock, right? So I chose it for Leo.
Also, it's her favorite stone. So
I do love it.
More, it's her favorite stone.
That's true.
Zodiac signs.
Oh, hello, Elantra.
Elantra asks, does Marquis still love me? Thank you. He's being a brat, so I'm sad.
Yeah, I can imagine. I was on yesterday's call, I remember. But he's very young at the moment. He might be 50 years old, but he's still very young. In that he says, yes, I do love her. But he was a little cocky about it, and that's not the answer somebody who's mature gives. Not the way he gave it. It's not a horrible answer. What it tells me is you have a bit of time before. You have a bit of time before that guy is gonna settle down and be worthy of you.
She adds, yeah, he's 21.
Okay, yeah, you've got
another 21 years?
At least 11. So the kids nowadays, because we're living longer, and the kids nowadays don't necessarily mature until they're, especially the male sex, don't necessarily mature until they're in their 30s, between 33 to 35. You can get married before that. You can do all the adult things before that. The maturity level will never match your expectations until he decides to grow up. So have fun with that. If you're dying on having a fun relationship, he's perfect for right now. If you're looking for something serious, I would tell you to go for an older man.
I mean, older can be hot too.
The older can be very hot. You don't have to make, lifetimes don't. You don't have to be married for a lifetime. You can be married for the right time.
All right.
Okay.
On to the next questions because we've been flooded.
Yeah, I see that.
Mimi says hello.
Hi.
Debbie says, will I, by some miracle, own my own home?
You know, the first answer I got out of that was, and I can't say it because it's swearing, but yes. So I will say it this way, and you can translate. Heck, yes.
Technically, you can say hell.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Technically.
But
I'm a lady, you know.
Are you?
Yeah, sometimes. So anyhow, let me go in a little deeper. Now, of course, you know it's not tomorrow, unless you win a lottery. And then it still takes 6 months or something. But this energy for you is shifting and changing in an extremely positive way. And what you knew to be life now no longer will exist for you in a year's time. So, heck yes.
Mimi asks, is Dario going to visit me in the future?
Dario. He's kind of likes you. He's a little bit smitten and not crazy madly in love at the moment, but he's a little bit smitten, and he would definitely like to visit you. He has not made up his mind yet that he will visit you. I don't know what it is with these guys. They really fear emotional commitments. I think in his case, he still has a few things he wants to do first. Not to take away from you, but he has this life plan, and he wants to get A, B, C, D done before he goes to marriage or relationship seriously from D, E, F, G. Okay? And I hope that made sense, because in my mind it did. But yeah, he does. He's very interested. He's just not quite ready yet. All right.
Divine Empress Tarot says, glad to catch you live. I've missed you 5 times. LOL. Finally, I see you guys. Much love to you.
Well, we keep switching the days around. Next week. Next month it'll be Thursday.
Wednesday.
No.
No? We're skipping Wednesday?
Well, because Nikki has her meditations.
Right.
On my Wisdom Seekers group, Wednesdays, we do meditation, and I highly recommend it. So Thursday, possibly, or else I'll just might go back to Monday. I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm a Libra. I can change my mind.
Eyes Like Stars asks, does my Sagittarius want a family with me?
He does, actually. He actually daydreams a bit about it. It's kind of funny, because I don't see him wanting to jump in and create children immediately. But I see him sitting there daydreaming about how much fun it would be to have a daughter, what he would do with a son when they play baseball, and he sees a little girl with a baseball cap on backwards, saying, "Throw it to me, throw it to me." So yeah, he does. But again, I don't see him jumping into it immediately. These are things that can shift in the, like that. But just wait and see. I'm a psychic, and I'm telling you to wait and see, right? I'm not telling you when. I can't tell you when. I wouldn't tell you when anyhow. But it can shift and change in an instant. But stick in there.
Angela Patterson says, Hi Elisha and Elle. Hello. How are you? We're good. I got an apartment today.
Yay! We spend way too much time together.
My question is there people from my past keeping an eye on me at all? Do I have to worry? Thank you.
Okay. I'm psychic, but do you mean from your past like your grandfather, or from your past? Okay, I got it. Never mind.
That's why she's the psychic, people.
Shh. It seems like there's somebody or somebodies that kind of half keep an eye open. They hear something, they pay attention with, but it's not like they're actively going out of their way to pay attention. But they do keep tabs on you, I think would be a better word for it. They just keep tabs on you. I don't feel that you have to at this point worry about it. But as I said, at this point, I don't, unless things shift and change drastically, you should be fine. But there is a small, like 20% potential that things can shift. All right.
Erin Lou says, "Good evening,
Hi,
Eliz-sha
Erin.
and Elle. Could you tell me if I am on the right path? Are there any messages the universe would like to tell me? Thank
you." Basically, what I'm getting is the universe is really pleased with what you're doing. They are doing a little gentle shuffling to move you over a tiny bit. But that's more for a projection for the future. It's not necessary at the moment. It does appear that something in your life is going to shift, and it's not immediately, so you don't have to worry about it. But it's going to shift in a way where you find that you're doing more spiritual work, more teaching, and less, and surviving nicely off of it, by the way, rather than working in a business or situation. But this is, again, in the future, and they're just sort of easing you over. So with you feel like you're being herded, you are. Okay?
Anjali says, "Hi, Eliz-sha. What is coming for me in love?"
How did you pronounce the name?
Anjali.
Anjali.
She's, I believe she's Indian.
Okay, it's a pretty name.
I could be wrong, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong.
What's a pretty name, regardless? I see. If you haven't met this guy already, I see somebody who's sort of wavy hair, nice smile. It hits his eyes. You think he's the most handsome guy in the world. And when you see him, your heart goes flutter, flutter, flutter. It's kind of nice. And he appears to give back the same. So this is what is coming for you. Well, it's more of a who is coming for you. And I'm not 100% sure on the time-wise, but do know that somebody that you think is absolutely wonderful is coming your way. It's not that far away either, because I don't see him in the distance. I see him sort of not halfway, but a little closer than halfway. Okay, good luck on that. I think that would be fun, a fun relationship.
Maria Herrera asks,
Hi, Maria.
Hi, any messages from my dad, Salvador? Thank you.
He thinks you should go out and have a bit more fun. That was the first thing that popped out of his mouth. Go out and have fun. And honestly, I know you a little bit, Maria. I do know you are a little bit on the serious side. Fun would be exactly what I would recommend for you if you and when if maybe you and your son could go out and play mini golf or something totally off the wall and just laugh a lot. You that will go a long way to alleviating factors, having fun, and your he's Salvador says, yes, exactly. And he looks a little pleased with himself for having got that message out to you. All right.
Divine Empress asks, does Sahibi still love and miss me?
Yeah, he does. He misses you. And he wishes that he was not in the predicament or position he's in. He'd rather be closer to you. But it appears that divine timing has gotten in the way for you. And he's busy making things work for the two of you at this point. That's not a promise. This is what he's doing at this point. So please, if you can, and it's all right, reach out to him and see how he's doing. All right.
Lily Guild asks, hey, are me and Hendrix going to get back together? He's still in jail and might be going to prison.
Hendrix does feel a little bit desperate, I guess would be the right word for it. That is a very tough road to hoe, going to prison or jail. Regardless of what happens, he will need the moral support that comes along with being in that position. I feel that he would be more than happy to receive letters from you. Just tell newsy letters, or maybe books occasionally if he reads books. But if it's not too far away, and you can do that, visit him. It does. I can't promise you that you get back together. I can promise you that he'll be very grateful, and you will have a lifelong friend. Okay.
Next. Rachel Snow asks, well, hi, will I have any more children?
Okay. The longing for the children is it's creating an energy barrier so that it's very hard for a child to come through. What happens, it's basically like the soap when you were little and you're in a bathtub and you go to grab it and it will skitter out of your hands. So the more you try, the harder it gets. Go to your health food store, talk to those that are in the know, I happen to know because a health food lady told me this, that there are wonderful things that can improve your chances of having children dramatically. Uh, it costs, instead of thousands of dollars, it costs maybe a couple hundred maximum. So it's the necessity you feel is the necessity you feel is actually putting up a barrier. There also seems to be don't drink milk, because I see sort of like a mucus around you. Milk, any kind of milk creates a mucus. That's cheese, etc., etc. And it sits in the female ovary area, and that's a fact. That's not just something I made up. So there are things you can do if you truly want a child. Okay.
This I just found funny. Debbie says, "You're a Libra. No wonder I love you."
Thank you.
Nicole asks, "Has Jason spoken to anyone?"
No. I mean, he's a bit belligerent about it, but no. I mean, it feels like he should have spoken to somebody, or 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 not necessarily should. That's I don't. I have. That's not the right word. It's like what you're thinking about him speaking about. He hasn't done it. Okay. There. I think I got that one.
Kesha W says, "Hello.
Hi,
I would
Kesha.
like to know why I keep feeling a strong pull towards Patrick. Does it mean we are meant to be together?"
I wish. And here I will tell you a short story about my own life. I came down with a contract with a man to 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 spend part of our life together, not the full of it, but a good portion of it. And he broke that contract. We love each other. We're as good friends, nothing more. And the tie is immense between us. When something happens to him, I know, but it doesn't mean yes. It does not mean you're meant to be together. The potential rises higher with that, but it doesn't. It's not an absolute. Just turning on a little bit. We have the air conditioning on, and my legs are getting cold. So the potential is a good 65% that you will spend spend a good deal of your life together. All right.
Sharon B says, "Hello. I want to know if my ex Gemini still has feelings for me."
In the future, he might. I think it's still a little too close for you being ex for it to evolve. The feeling, what he's saying to me is he definitely has feelings for you, but they haven't solidified yet. He's got too much emotions surrounding it for him not to have feelings for you, if that makes any sense. At this point, I recommend highly you do not reach out to him. Wait a few weeks or months. Timing is it's all in the timing. Okay.
Sorry. Star One asks, "Will I move to a different city nearby, state, and or country this year?"
You're a very interesting energy, star one. You can't. I know you want to. I suspect for you to make this happen, and I apologize for what I'm about to say, grounding would probably be the best way for you to make things move into a better positive position for you. Your energy is beautiful. It is just a tad ungrounded. So if you can find a way, carry granite. Granite is a great grounder, but find a way to be more in the moment and less in the, oh wow, isn't that cool moment. All right. As I say, you've got gorgeous energy. I love it. But grounding is what will help you get to where you want to be. Good luck.
Kristen asks, I want to know if my belongings are still with my mom or at her house, my mom's house.
Okay, Kristen. I believe they are. They're not well maintained. They're not well looked after, but it appears that they're shoved in a corner and not. I don't know how good they will be when you get them, but they do appear to be still there, mostly because your mom hasn't got around to thinking about them yet. Good luck.
Gabriela Ruiz asks, my boyfriend plans on going to Mexico to get the deportation order over with. How soon will he be able to return back to the States?
Timing is not my forte. Probably a good year before things work themselves out again, so that he can. There, when he goes back to Mexico, he will have things that he wants to do, catch up on, change things around. So it's not going to happen anytime soon. It's not like he'll go there, get a visa, and turn around and come back. If he does, the potential is he could do something like that, but the energy is that he has that he has things he wants to put in place first. Okay.
Next one. MH says, hi, Elisha. Good to see you. He also sends $2.
Thank you. That was unnecessary.
Leah Smith asks, I missed the deadline to file for graduation. Will my school still allow me to file late and graduate?
I believe so. I feel that you are very I'm not sure eloquent is the word, but when you want something, you go for it. Go talk to whomever, guidance counselor. Probably the secretary is the best one, because they're the ones that make things happen in an office, and the vice principal or principal, whomever. And I'm going to give you a little advice, horrible advice. Ladies, don't listen. If it's a guy, don't be afraid to cry a little bit. Horrible advice, horrible. But
it works.
I have found that it works on occasion. So be very polite, be pesky, but always polite. Politeness, you get more bees with honey. But you're also going to irritate the hay out of them, and they'll just go, okay, and make it happen. I'm fairly certain. I'd say at least 79% chance.
Next.
Yes.
Cynthia Hall says, hello. Will the man I am currently with ever ask me to marry him?
So he likes you. He likes you a lot. Doesn't see the necessity for asking you to marry him. He figures you're rubbing along beautifully as you are, and why mess up a good thing? Though he is sensitive enough to know that if it's important to you, he may be, not yet, not soon. You may be able to convince him that that is a good way to go. When the children arrive, he will want their name to be his name. Good luck.
Courtney Milan asks, will I be safe moving to Rosarito?
So you chose Rosa? I don't pick up anything horribly negative. I mean, there's always things that happen in every lifetime. But I don't see that this place itself is the damage or the bad thing. Get to know the locals and try to, if you don't speak the language, try to speak the language. You don't have to be good at it. You just have to try. And smile. Huge. Smiling is the best way to travel in a foreign country.
Next.
And I still think a German Shepherd would be a really good idea. Adult, fully trained German Shepherd. I lived in Mexico. I worked for a dog trainer, and he trained German Shepherds. So to be dogs that were, well, companion, but also guard dogs. So I know that's a thing down in Mexico. So if you can have a dog, it will not only give you a security, but you have a friend. And if you don't like dogs, well, I don't know of any cat that will do it. Siamese.
But they were trained. The Chinese trained them to be guard dogs.
Cats. But that wasn't for humans. That was for their jewelry and stuff.
Yeah, but they still.
Yeah, cats can be pretty ferocious. That's true. All right.
The Hawaiian goddess asks, hello, what are Cameron's feelings for me?
Well, it's a bit funny. It's like, a little kid who sees candy and his eyes get big. That's how he looks at you. So, and I feel that he cares for you. I feel that it's shifted and changed since the last time you asked a similar question in a positive way. The energy is shifting and changing. So I think he's becoming more emotionally attached as we speak, basically. And it's not going to be overnight. If you rush things, then you mess things up. Take your time, be patient. And yes, you've been patient a long time, but this guy is sort of like a deer and a buck, And if he can jump and leap away in a minute's notice. So you want to keep him happy without giving too much. Be a little bit, just a tiny bit distant. Don't give him everything you've got. You may feel you love him to the nines. Keep a little bit back, and he will feel that you're keeping a little bit back, and he'll be far more intrigued. Okay.
You just blew her mind. She goes, "Oh my God," laughing, crying face. Also, you are spot on with Cynthia's question as well.
Awesome.
Toffee H says, "Hi, honey. Can you please tell me if I'm on the right path?"
I'm not sure you're on any path, to be honest. When I look at you and your energy, you're sort of dancing here and you're dancing there, and you're having a lark, and you're going forward, but it's like you're dancing here, dancing forward, back and forth. And honestly, I think for you that is the right path. I don't think you are meant to be on one specific path yet. So right now, build your base, learn this, learn that. More than anything, have a blast, because you appear to be having a blast. And in the future, you do have a job. You are not yet ready for that job. Timing is not ready for that job. It may be years in the future, maybe a year in the future. In the meantime, just learn what you can. Learn all the ups and downs, and please continue to enjoy. Please continue to enjoy. That is so kind of refreshing.
Kylie Brown asks, "Does my immediate family believe that I live in the same apartment building as them?"
I think they have a hunch, actually. And they're pretending not to see things that you would like them not to see, but at the same time, they do appear to be aware. Maybe not 100%, but they are aware that things are not as they have been presented. They don't seem to be. If it's not pushed in their face, they're not going to get upset about it. If you make a point, they're going to feel obligated to say something. So just keep the status quo for a while until you are ready to make a change.
Caitlin Brooks asks, "I'm worried that if I go to Mexico with my boyfriend, he will do things that I don't like. Would it be better for me to stay here in the U.S. or follow him?"
I think you answered your question. If you have that fear, then the chances are very good that you already know the answer. If it's a vacation, I do not necessarily see you being I see you not happy with the situation. I would think that I don't usually help people make up their minds. I just give it, well, that's a lie. I do it all the time. I really give it a lot of advice. If you have the choice and you have that fear, stay home.
Jenny Jones asks, hi, should I get back with my Scorpio ex?
It was quite passionate, but there was also arguing was passionate too. One of you would have to be a little less rock meets hard place. If you're willing to be that less than hard place, the passion is always going to be there. But I'm not 100% sure that peace of mind will follow. But after the fights, it's kind of fun. So, I mean, you have to weigh things out, yes or no. My feeling is Scorpio does care a great deal for you. Love not always is enough. But sometimes it's better to be friends, if that's possible, though the energy around the two of you is, not. I don't think you could be friends very easily because you spark. You guys spark a lot. I can't. I can only tell you what I see. I can't tell you what to do on this one. But it would be exciting.
Lakshmi-sa asks, hello, wise lady. I caught this finally. Someone came yesterday with work, but I mistrust them. What is the advice and what is it that I don't see?
Well, I know you, Lakshmi or Parna. You're really highly intuitive. Sometimes you're intuitive to your own detriment. Let me draw a card for you for that one. Okay. Wrong card. Right. So look at the fine print really carefully. It appears that it would not be much movement, and you have to face the inner demons with you go to that place. If you face the inner demons, it will be a brand new, joyful experience, and things could work out extremely well. It is time for a shift and a change. And it's time to start relying on your inner knowledge rather than allowing other people to tell you what is good or bad. I believe that you know the answer to this really well. It might be partly look at yourself. What in yourself don't you trust? And then go from there. So it might possibly be that this is the answer that you want. And if you say no too often, it becomes a habit. But check the fine print first. Look at your inner demons or your inner angst and see if that is what you're afraid of. Okay. Good luck, Lakshmi.
Ana Luisa Fernandez says, hello.
Hi.
MH asks, I never met my paternal or maternal grandfathers. Both had a really short life on this planet. Do they have any messages for me?
Well, what they said was in English, of course, because I only hear one language. Son, we are very proud of you. What you are doing is amazing, and we are there. We are there supporting you in what you're doing, and it appears to me that it has more to do with spirituality than with work, and they also love watching the granddaughters grow up. They are totally amused by some of the antics or behaviors. But just know that they are around, and it's kind of funny. I think they sort of camp out because they're showing me a cup of something that they're drinking, watching, and it's sort of like it's a reality TV for them. They're enjoying themselves thoroughly. They're there for you when you need them. Please feel free to call upon them. Okay.
And I'm sorry, I jumped over a question. I had it saved. It just, anyways.
We'll go back.
I apologize. Nancy asks, I haven't had communication with my mom for 11 months. There's just so much fighting. Does she have messages for me?
You are the strong one in this relationship. I don't know how she behaves in the physical, but in the energy, she's shaken and crying and unhappy. She doesn't know where she went wrong. I do believe she does like things her way and doesn't see that she can be a bit controlling. That would be the nice way of saying it. But she does want you to know that she does love you, regardless of what the situations are. She does love you. And part of her really would like it to be cleared up, and part of her is resisting the change. I was just trying to ask what would be the best way to see if there can start to be communications, and it might take a professional person to help you communicate because of all the layers and levels that are involved. I'm really sorry. I wish it was better, but under all the angst and all the stressors, she does truly love you.
Champagne C.
Hi,
asks,
Champagne.
Hi, Eliz-sha. I have a question. I'm curious about if you see anyone that has good intentions towards me coming soon in love.
Yeah. There he is, but you're looking forward. He's coming from the back. So you're not going to see him arriving because he's not your typical guy. He's not somebody whom you would normally fall for. This guy sort of might wear his glasses a little bit crooked or something. He's a little bit different. And it takes you a while to go, oh, but he's cute. You first of all, you look at him and go, oh, what's the matter with him? And then you start to see the really good things about him. So, for instance, he's super smart, but he's not worldly. But he also has a really good heart. His heart is really good, but he's the kind of guy that either thinks everybody is off horrible because he was bullied, or he thinks everybody's great because he's not capable of seeing a bully. There's something, but he's sweet, he's kind, and more importantly, even though the car he drives is prosaic, it's solid. The guy, though he appears to be a little bit different, is really solid. He's somebody that you can rely on. He's somebody you can take home to mom, and he's somebody that is a friend first. So it's unexpected, but it's genuine, and it feels not far away. I hope it's really soon, Champagne.
She asks, "Wow, that makes so much sense. Why can't he be someone I want, though? Hee hee."
Why? Because we always want the bad boys.
Well,
it's a genetic imperative, right?
But also, he might not be somebody you want now.
But he's somebody you can grow old with.
Somebody you will want eventually.
That's true. It's love that grows, and many times in life, love grows from friendship. Those are the loves that last forever, and they're the ones that when you're 90 years old, he's giving you a daisy and saying, "I still love you, dear." So, but yeah, he's a sweetheart. Honestly, he's a sweetheart. Right. I've got goosebumps all over my head.
Sweet. Okay, yeah. Moving on. Not to be cruel or anything, but I'm going to be cruel.
Cruel to be kind.
Gabriella asks, "Hello, which member of my deceased family is watching over me?"
So it appears to be a lineage on your mom's side, and there seems to be a few female energies, mostly female energies. There's a few grandfather type energies too, but the ones who are actually active are the female energies in your lineage, and they're quite pleased with what you're doing, and they can see farther than you can, so they know that what's coming up for you, and they're really pleased with the way you're shifting and changing the realities to make life better for yourself. And I know they wouldn't have said this when they were alive, but in today's vernacular, it's "you go, girl." All right. And I don't say that either, by the way.
Melanie Yellow says, "Hi, y'all." Kesha W says, "Thank you." Jen Taylor sends $4 and asks, "I would like to ask for healing and guidance for my dear friend who found out that her cancer is back. She's a beautiful spiritual goddess and a damn good person. Much love and gratitude." I think she's just putting that out there for everyone, not a specific question.
I do think you should put it in group, Jen.
She has.
Oh, I missed it.
She has, and people are sending energy.
Okay.
But the more energy sent, the better the outcome.
And for people who don't know how to send energy, just tell the universe you wish to send positive healing energy, and it works in amazing ways. I know, because I have been a recipient of this energy. I got a new knee 2 years ago, close to 2 years ago. I healed amazingly fast. And I know it was because of all the well-wishers and the energy that was sent to me. And a simple prayer is sending energy.
well wishes.
Well wishes. That was exactly my words. Well wishes. Just any feeling of positivity will reach her. I know at the moment your friend is feeling a little down and I don't want to do this again, but her courageousness will come back up, and I believe she will get a handle on it. And probably and she knows, don't eat sugar. No sugar, which includes for 6 weeks fruit, glucose, breads, etc., like that. Lots of no carbs and no sugar. And she will be amazed at how fast, without the sugar to feed it, the cancer can't survive. Good attitude too makes a huge difference.
She goes, thank you. Our next question comes from Gina. Will I get money soon from my settlement?
It appears that it comes in parts, and I'm not sure if that's right. It's like you get a prepayment before you get the whole amount. It does appear that the money is the settlement is going to come through or work for you. So I guess the answer is yes. But I see a check being handed to you, but it doesn't feel like it's the full amount that you should be receiving. I feel that but I feel that the rest will come later. It might be just enough to tide you over, so to speak. Okay.
Next one. Eliz-sha P98 asks, hi, may I know Justin's current romantic feelings towards me?
He's slippery little guy. He doesn't want to tell me, which probably means he likes you, because why? If he didn't care, then it would be right. But he's very slippery. He's trying not to tell me anything. Oh, because he's not acknowledging to himself how he's feeling yet. But he knows in his heart of hearts he's leaning more towards you than away from you. And I would like to say that it's going to be okay, but when they're that slippery, sometimes they cut off their nose to spite their face, because he knows it's a good thing. But I'm not 100% sure he's ready for yet to take on anything like that. The fact that he's fighting so much and he does like you, but the fact that he's fighting so much would suggest that he's not very he's for so what he just showed me a ball and chain, and he's afraid of that. So if you can make sure he knows that all you're interested in is having fun for the time being, and learning about each other, that will that might make a difference for him. If your intention is matrimony, yeah, be patient, very patient. Okay. I wish the news was other.
T. Garnett says hello and asks, do you think I will be successful with pet grooming if fear keeps me from starting my own mobile pet grooming business?
I know those things. I've dealt with them. But what I'm seeing is you provide extremely valuable commodity. And what I'm seeing, for instance, is older women or older people who are kind of shut in and can't get around easily. You start out with them, give them, and the dogs may not love you all to heck, but the older people would love you a lot, and your name would spread and grow. And it's just that I'm seeing a wet dog looking very indignant about being wet. That's why I said the dogs may not love you, but they also enjoy being clean afterwards. I do believe your fear, just take the bull by the horns, basically. You can do this. And start out go to the old age communities, old folks home, not old folks home, but the places where older people congregate, who to play poker or whatever they do. I don't go, so I don't know. But and do a couple of pro bonos to people who are very talkative, because word of mouth is always the best choice. It does take time for a business to grow, on an average 3 years. But I think that what you have to offer, because it is a service that is required for people who are not mobile, it will spread quickly. After that, you'll find that those who have more money will be going, oh yeah, I hear she's really good. You're very good, and they don't want to be bothered going out that day, or they want to sit by the pool or whatever. Your name will spread, and some of the old folks will have rich children, and so I do believe it's a positive thing. If the SPCA or equivalent in your area has a fundraiser, go out and help them with your name and banners. The word of mouth is the best way to reach out to people. All right.
Rachel Spalding asks, hi, I would like a new line of work, but I'm not sure what to do. Do you see anything?
I'm sure you heard this joke 1,000 times, but maybe play tennis. But that was just a bad joke. You're a teacher. I'm not sure what you're supposed to be teaching. You might be that you're a yoga teacher. It might be that you're a kindergarten teacher. It might be that you're a professor. But you are meant to be a teacher of some description. Does that mean you have to go back to university to get your degree? Probably not. Because there's things that you can teach. there's things that you can teach. It might be simply pottery or not. Well, I doubt it'd be pottery, but it could be pottery. But I don't see you making a great deal of money out of teaching pottery. If you've got the energy and the time, look into what is your passion and maybe find out about teaching what is your passion. I do believe that is, and yes, yeah, you're very capable of doing that. You can do that. And I know I can hear you going, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. If I said you can, you can. I have a tendency to be right. Okay.
Our last question of the night, because we are at the top of the hour, it comes from Diane Washington Taylor. They ask, "Hi, what do my spiritual angels want me to know? Please and thank you."
So they're handing you something. It looks like an emerald book. Whatever they want you to know, it's pretty close to time that you start doing it. And I have a feeling you know exactly what I'm talking about. You might not be 100% sure how to go about doing it, but you know what you're supposed to be doing. So the emerald book, it's obviously a high vibration energy. It might be teaching how to use energy in a specific way. It might be teaching spiritual ethics, and that's a huge one. I don't think there's very many people who actually teach spiritual ethics, but I do see that it is time for you to step up and do. And usually guides and angels are very happy and delighted. They're very formal about this. They're not. This is a very formal time for you to choose or to move forward. Healing is not, laying on of hands is not what you want to do, but teaching how to do it might be what you want to do. It's time, and speaking to people about it might be what you want to do. And that might be that you need to get out and put yourself up on a YouTube video and start talking about what you're doing. And yes, you can. And it's a lot easier than it looks. I'm doing it. And go figure, right? So, yes, you can do this. And all I keep getting is it's time. And the book is beautiful, by the way.
Are you up to answering one more question?
I'm fagging, but yes.
It's a $2 super chat.
Thank you.
From Anjali.
Okay.
She asks, "What will AJ move to the next level in our relationship?"
Actually, he wants to. It's a serious question for him, honestly. What was that?
Kitchen.
Okay. He's serious. He honestly, it's an extremely serious question. He's contemplating it. And at this moment, because he hasn't made up his mind, he hasn't gone through all the ramifications and yeah, he seems to need to do that a lot. It's at 55% in your favor. And there's more things he has to look through to go yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. So the chances are it's going to end up at least around 69 to 75% chance that he will. He does not make up his mind in a rush. Don't hold your breath. And sometimes he gets stuck on a point and it sticks there for a long time. If you know that he's stuck on a point, just sort of flick him and get the energy rolling again. Because, he actually feels like a decent human being. Might drive you a little insane because in the long run, because he sort of does get stuck on it's sort of like his wheels are turning, but he's not moving. But it never lasts forever. It does move on. It does shift and change. So occasionally you just might have to give him a flick to get the energy moving. And then he moves forward quite rapidly for a while. But again, like I said, yes, it does appear that he's interested in doing that. Okay.
All right. So we're going to cut it off?
Yes, I think so.
Because we still need to eat and we have dogs to take care of.
That's true. But before I go, Wednesday, which is tomorrow, on my Wisdom Seekers group, Nikki is going to do a meditation with Biofield. Thursday, 2 o'clock, Biofield will be at 5 o'clock Pacific time. Thursday, 2 o'clock, we will have somebody talking probably a bit about her spiritual journey. And she's a psychic intuitive, medical intuitive. Very good. I'm trying to talk her into coming on the group, but she's we'll see how it goes. Friday, nothing. Saturday and Sunday, we have a surprise lady coming on. I think it's Sunday. I'm not 100. I'd have to look. Who has an ability with colors and is pretty cool. I work with her myself in the energies. She's kind of an amazing lady. On the 30th, we have something extremely and wonderful happening. Today a lady, Ana Luisa Fernandez has agreed to join us on Wisdom Seekers. She is a theta healer. I had my first session today. It was amazing. I can't say enough how wonderful it was. But then I think all my readers are the cat's pajamas because they are all extremely good. I don't have a single reader that I wouldn't use myself. So at noon Pacific time on the 30th, please tune in. She's going to do a demonstration with this young lady that I know here in my own town. And the work she does is amazing. I wasn't supposed to be keeping my eyes closed while she worked, but I kind of opened them a little bit and watched the energy. And she works at really high levels. And it works extremely well. So that is everything I can think of. My daughter will do the usual.
Mom, get off the phone!
And putting links in the
links are already in the description.
In the description. So namaste, namasko.
Bye everybody.
And we do have wonderful readers.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.